What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mac and this is my 2019 DRZ 400S, and today we're going to be talking about some new mirrors I just got for the DRZ, the folding PowerMadd folding mirrors. They actually drill right into the handguard. As you can see, I drilled a hole right there. You can use pre-existing holes, but these screws just didn't fit, so they come with lots of extra hardware. So I just drilled a hole, put a screw through the mirror, put a spring in, put a washer, and then the locking nut, and that's how I have these set up. And as you can see, they are folding mirrors. So as soon as I want to take them off-road, I just kind of tuck them in like that and just forget about them. So these are about $20 US on Amazon, and they work great. I just took them for a spin, did a little bit of a review, which I'm going to show you guys right after this. But yeah, I'm not going to show like the installation process, just kind of how I did it. Everybody kind of does it differently. That's just kind of how I have it set up. So, and then obviously these, they're convex mirrors, so these kind of, you can adjust these to if you want it closer to your body or if you want it farther. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, so cue the review.
What's going on YouTube? Mac here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the newest mod to my DRZ 400S, which is the PowerMadd folding mirrors. As you guys can see, they look pretty sleek, pretty stylish. They really streamline the bike. And yeah, today I'm just ripping around the city testing them out, and I thought I'd give you guys kind of my thoughts and feelings towards the mirrors. Not, you know, not an installation video, but more of a review, a personal review for the DRZ 400 and the Tusk Pro D-Flex handguards specifically, which is what I'm using. So I bought these mirrors in replace of the stock mirrors for a couple reasons. I wanted something that I could fold and kind of forget about when I go off-road and not look dorky. And you know, these just they match the bill. If you watched my previous video where I went off-road for the first time with my cousin, you'd notice I had to turn my stock mirrors in, and they looked really goofy. They looked like some antlers, and they were getting smashed around and really scratched up and dirty, and I want to preserve them if I can, you know, maybe put them on for longer road trips when I do those, but for just the overall cruising and ripping around the city and going off-road, hitting some trails, I think these mirrors, I really nailed it with these mirrors. So let's get into it. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the pros and the cons. And we'll start with the cons, because honestly, I've been riding around for about 30 minutes and I can only think of one con, and that is the size. They're small, maybe just a little bit smaller than they should be. Some people would like them to be about 2 to 3 centimeters, maybe even an inch bigger, and then they'd be perfect. So that's really the only con. They're small. If you're used to like bigger, the stock mirrors, you might have a hard time adjusting to these. However, I was used to the stock mirrors, and I'm already kind of used to these mirrors. I'm already loving them. I think they look way better, and you see just as well out of them. They serve their purpose. So let's get into the pros. I think there's like 5 pros, maybe more, maybe less. But number one is they're cheap. They're like $18 US on Amazon. You can't go wrong. The replaceable mirror lens is even cheaper. So if you do happen to you know, crack it, smash it or something, you can just replace it very cheap. So number 2 is the convex mirrors. So this might sound counterintuitive, but me personally, I feel like I can almost see more out of these mirrors. You know, being smaller but being convex mirrors, you're seeing a wider field of view, so you're seeing more objects, but they're appearing smaller, opposed to the stock mirrors where, you know, you're seeing less objects, but they're appearing closer and more visible. I don't care about things being, you know, crystal clear. You know, I don't care about seeing, you know, what the people look like. I just want to see if there's a car behind me, beside me, or whatnot, and these mirrors do that. So number 3, because I just said number 2 was the size, where you can see more. So Pro number 3 is like what I was saying earlier, they're super customizable. You can pretty much use these on any handguards. They fit anywhere. You can drill a hole in the plastic anywhere you want to position them, or just use a pre-existing hole through the handguard. It's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong way, no one way fits all or whatever. These will work for any handguard. So like I said, I'm using the Tusk D-Flex Pro handguards right now, and they work perfectly how I have them. So that brings us to the Pro number 4 about these folding mirrors. And we'll wait for this truck to go by. So number 4 Pro about these mirrors is the folding ability. I don't think I mentioned that yet, but just the fact that, you know, they keep you street legal, and then when you go hit the trails, you kind of just fold them in, tuck them into your handguards, forget about them, and you know they're not getting in your way. You have more field of vision in front of you. The stock mirrors, like I said, they were like antlers, and they did block about 20% of my vision when riding this bike, so I already feel way more comfortable and confident just with, you know, my vision and what I can see. So that was number 4, I believe. So let's get into kind of the last reason I really like these mirrors, and that is they're just kind of quality for the price. Like, I have them screwed in, and you know, with the vibration, they're not even vibrating that much, and they're not adjusting the position. You know, despite the fact that you can easily fold them in, they're holding their position with the vibration. So I don't need to keep adjusting that, which is a relief and kind of one less thing to worry about when I'm riding. They've stayed in the same position I set them at the whole ride, so that's nice. And you know, like I said, the mirror's not vibrating a crazy amount, so I can actually see what's behind me. And I can see perfectly what's behind me. The only thing you got to be wary of is, you know, like I said, they're convex mirrors, so objects will appear farther than they are. So you might think you have enough room to scoot in the other lane. Make sure you shoulder check, because that car might be a little bit closer than it's appearing. Right, so I think that I've covered all my bases here. You know, I covered what I didn't like about them, which, you know, they're a quarter of the size of the stock mirrors. So yeah, you're compromising, you know, a little bit of vision from what's behind you, but what you get in return, I think, is worth it. These definitely serve their purpose. They're definitely worth the money, and if you're looking for a cheap alternative to your mirror problems when riding off-road, I think the PowerMadd folding mirrors are definitely the solution. PowerMadd, get them off Amazon, you can get it off eBay. Great mirror, highly recommend.